Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic Podcast. We're live, and I have one of my favorite guests with me. I have with me Pink Bella Aloha. I see some of my favorite people in the chat. Tiffany Rumping's in the
Hi
chat.
there.
Rodica from Jermaine's group's in the chat. Good to see you, Rodica. Emma, the Cat and Friends, I love you, and I love all three of you. You guys are awesome, and I'm sure the chat will be filling up. But more about my guest today. Me and Pink Bella, we do shows every 2 weeks or every month now. We were doing them every 2 weeks. Now we're going to do it every month, and we're going to be hitting on some topics today. It's going to just be like a really like down to earth fun show. Like no, I mean serious topics, but not serious. We're going to show some UFO videos. We're going to talk about Agent Smith and the Matrix and stuff like that. We're going to talk about Art Bell, the Shadow People. We're going to be talking in the Shadow People in general, and obviously we'll take your
Yeah.
questions about all this. If you guys have questions throughout all of it, we'll take your questions, and then we're going to also be doing. Bella did a collective reading for the audience too, so
Yep.
we're going to be doing that. And then if you guys want maybe individual readings, we might be able to do that, and because she does that, and then also we're going to be talking about light ships too. So it's going to be a really fun show. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And welcome everybody from Pink Bella's channel. I know we're streaming on there too. And more about my guest today. Pink Bella Aloha is a certified quantum healer and multidimensional light body practitioner, certified Akashic records reader, quantum healing and clearing, certified USUI Reiki master, teacher and practitioner, certified crystal and 12 to 22 chakra instructor and practitioner, life and empowerment coach, and she's with her business is Pink Bella Aloha Therapy Services, Ascension multi-dimensional guide and wayshower, 1222 chakra quantum healing energy balance, Akashic record reading, quantum multidimensional healing and clearing, ancestral, personal, past lives, Atlantis, Lemuria, galactic wars, dark ET, soul contracts, and more. Quantum healing and releasing of implants, seals, tags, and JSEALs. If you guys don't know what JSEALs are, you need to do your research. Those are
Yeah.
important. Those are
Yeah.
implants that are inside your body that are placed there from entities in the matrix.
Yeah.
So she also does sacred space clearing, and we could even talk about some of that stuff today. But yeah, because we
Sure.
haven't got into J Seals in a while. I usually cover that with Indy, but I'd love to talk about that with you too. With all that said, Bella, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Super excited to be here. Aloha, everyone. And how are you doing, Rob?
I'm 30 pounds lighter. I'm trying to live. No,
I know.
since the last time you saw me, I was like 30 pounds heavier. Now my face is thinner, and I feel a lot
Yeah.
better. I'm running 5 miles a day. Then at nighttime, I do a night workout. So, I'm really working out. I'm really trying to get in shape for this conference. And if the other guys don't know, I'll be at the Full Disclosure Now conference, July 15th through the 18th. I'm starting to really own it that I'll be there. Before it was
Yeah.
just like, well, was I really gonna go? Was I not? But now I'm really gonna be there. So,
Yeah. I,
I'm
oh,
really trying to look my
I,
best for it. I want to make
I,
a, you know,
I own that for you. And I think, yeah, I know you are going to be there and you are in training. It's so interesting because I feel like we've all been in some kind of training, like detoxing, changing our diets, working out. Me too. Like, and I started, affiliating it with I started deep diving into the Jedi Order and like how it got wiped out, and it did get wiped out in the Orion Wars. It was an actual order, and then a lot of us are remembering that and bringing that back. They're letting me know to call it the Divine Jedi Order now. So I've been, as soon as I started working with that team, I also too changed my diet, started working out, like everything, letting a lot of things go. So you're doing great. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
most of my diet now is I'd use this plant protein. I wish I could get them as a sponsor because then I could get it free. But it's really great. It's called Garden of Life. It's
Oh
no, that's
yes,
the
they're
brand.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a plant protein. It has BCAA, so it has branched chain amino acids. Then it has probiotics and digestive enzymes in it. So it's a power packed plant protein. I like it a lot. That's my go to.
I love
If I
it.
want to skip a meal or so, which I'm usually skipping meals, and then if I snack on something, it's usually just fruit. And I like watermelon the best because I was telling you this before the show.
Yeah.
Watermelon seems to be like a miracle fruit. Like it's a diuretic, so it'll make you pee. So it'll pee out your water weight. Because
Yeah,
we
and it's
drink a lot of
hydrating. And
fluid.
it's hydrating, right? Because it's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
water. And I think cucumbers are in there as well. I think cucumbers are another food as well that are like almost all water as well. So that's kind of cool. So you
Yeah,
get
so
you get
I mean, I want to embrace the fruits and vegetables a
me
lot more
too.
than I did before. You know what I mean?
Good. Good. That's
I
amazing.
know.
I would
I
say
just,
Garden of Life too. I know that brand. I've used their supplements before. They're a very high vibrational brand as
oh,
well.
that's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to say, when I do shows with Indy, like every time I do a show with her, she has a glass of juice before the show, so she's juicing, and that's my next step. And like
Yeah.
somebody just gave me an Amazon gift card to get a juicer. I'm
Oh
probably gonna get a
yeah.
juicer. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
like I
I
don't
kind
know.
of do that. But I did a plant protein based smoothie before our show as well. And I had like that to me is my base for the day. I stopped
Yeah.
taking a lot of supplements and I put almost everything in there. And I also like throw some greens in too. So your protein might have that in it as well. But right now I'm really big on chlorella and moringa. Moringa is like a miracle powder. It gives you a lot of stamina, a lot of energy. It's also got all the amino acids. It keeps your blood sugar low. And I find when I take moringa, I don't need any caffeine.
Oh
And
wow.
when I stop taking moringa, I'm exhausted. Like there's such a difference. So yeah, that's my that's my promo for moringa
No,
today.
thank you. That's amazing. I'm
Yeah,
always looking to find like awesome new supplements. Now,
yeah,
I know in the Garden of Life protein they say there's chlorella in that. Is that a
yeah.
vegetable or what is
No,
that?
chlorella. So I alternate between a mixed greens or chlorella or spirulina. So chlorella is a lake-based algae, but
Okay.
what's amazing about it is it grabs onto our heavy metals in the body, and it takes them out
Oh, that's
as
amazing.
well as having all the amino acids, and it's like a solid protein. Like people just live on spirulina and chlorella. So spirulina is the ocean-based version. So I kind of alternate and go back and forth between it. They're very dark green algae. And then moringa is like a lighter green powder, but you can get like a mixed greens that might have all of those plus, alfalfa and all different kinds of other wheatgrass and all that kind of stuff, all that great stuff, right? So I know like I've got a mixed, a protein powder with that in it too, and it's great. But sometimes our body wants just that too. Like it wants it
Yeah.
on its own. Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
say it was hard for me to. I did do the spirulina before, and it was hard for me to it was hard for me to drink it. It was kind of nasty
Oh,
tasting.
it's nasty. That's why I put it in my smoothie and I put a lot of cacao in there.
Oh, that
So
sounds
the cacao,
good.
so dark organic cacao is like one of the most amazing. That's also something really cool because it is like really high in magnesium and B vitamins and iron, and it keeps us grounded. It's a superfood as well. So that's how I get my spirulina down. The
Oh
cacao.
wait, I'm gonna write these down. Hold on. So
Yeah.
you think I
Well,
should definitely pick up some cacao and moringa?
yeah, yeah. And
Where's my
what I can
pen?
do
I
is
don't
I
know.
will, and I'll send you a note about them later as well. I can send a note
Yeah,
about them
please
later.
do because I forget because I'll be
Oh,
doing
it's
another
okay.
show right after this.
I'll
So
write in the chat Moringa Miracle Greens. And then did that work? Okay, there we go. And
yeah,
then
anybody that talks to me offline, if anybody can remind me like that we talked about, I want to definitely get some moringa and cacao. Like so,
yeah.
any of my friends in the chat that I tell you that I chat with, I see Lori's in the
And
chat,
cacao's
Tiffany.
not sweet. Like the actual cacao that powder that you get, it's not sweet.
Yeah,
It's like it is like if you think about the old days when people used cocoa powder in their baking, it's like that, but it's a level up because it's been grown. I buy one that's it's sourced from other countries, so they're getting the money for that as well. So it's organic and it's properly sourced. But I love it. It's amazing. Yeah.
it's all legendary. SSJ asked me. He said, "Yo, Rob, do you have an affiliate of Garden of Life?" No, not yet. I'm gonna email them though. All
Yeah,
legendary.
I bet
I'm
you
gonna
they
try to
have
get a hold
I
of
bet
them.
you they have an affiliate program, Rob. I bet you they do. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
amazing. Oh,
that would be
Angel
good.
Laura, yeah, it's bitter. Cacao on its own is bitter, absolutely. So if I like in the winter, I'll make a cacao drink at night. That it's really good for sleeping too. And there's a different kind of formula. I just add turmeric and cinnamon to mine, and then a plant-based milk of my choice and some hot water. But some people need something sweet, so you might want to add some honey, honey in it as well. But I've worked my way up to not doing that because I'm like Rob right now. Like I cut out sugar as much as possible, and I too have been losing weight, and I just have been like I think we all needed a bunch of weight for a while to keep us grounded with all the craziness. And I realized the other day a lot of us put on weight during the lockdowns. Like
Yeah.
it just was the way it was, right? So now we're just like shedding like a snake shedding its skin. Yeah.
Yeah, and what was funny was I went for a run. I went for a long after I messaged you. I was talking to my friend Tiffany. She's in the chat now, and
Hi,
then I
Tiffany.
got off the phone and I said I'm gonna go for a run. I went for a run. It's like 94 degrees out. I have one of those
Whoa.
waist belts on that makes you sweat because I'm trying to burn fat off my waist, and I have a heavy shirt over that, and I'm
Ooh.
running. So when I came in, I got a shower. I got out of the shower. I was still dripping with sweat. It was
Yeah.
crazy. I was
Yeah.
dripping with sweat when we started this pod, like a half hour later.
Yeah.
It's brutal outside. It's like
It's
100 degrees here in
it's
Pittsburgh.
so intense already. So for those of you who are new, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia on the West Coast. I'm north, so maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours north of Seattle. And we've had like so far the best spring weather we've had in the last 3 years. But guess what? It's going to hit 80 today, and it's heading up from there. So I totally get it. Like it becomes brutal. It is a good opportunity to sweat everything out, though.
Emma the cat says I should get a cellar sizer. She says I love it. You can exercise inside with it. Emma, I have a treadmill, but that one of my family members got me, so I
Oh,
use that sometimes. But it was really nice.
yeah.
It was a gift. So I don't know what a cellar sizer is.
I
I
don't
don't know
know
what that
either.
is.
Well,
I have to look that
she's
up.
just letting you know not to, like, somebody just said, be careful, like running. You know what you're doing? You're prepping for Florida. It's
Yeah, I
gonna be
know.
freaking hot down there. So I know you all be in air conditioning, but
Lori
I'm
is right
excited.
though. She's right. She says heart stroke is a real condition. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right, Lori.
yeah,
And my heart was beating fast again today for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah,
I get like amped up or something. I don't know what it is. But when my heart starts beating fast, that's when I slow down and I start to walk.
yeah.
What's interesting? What's really cool? There's a really pretty waterfall by my house. There's a place that
Nice.
used to be it used to be a miniature golf course. So sometimes I know this is gonna sound really corny. I'll stop at the waterfall and I'll just lean over the railing and I'll make wishes. Like it's a
Good.
magical
It's
waterfall,
a
but
it's
it's
a
not.
man it's a manifestation waterfall.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what's funny is it's a broken down golf course. There's no more golf course there, but they still run the waterfall all
I
summer.
love
So
that.
people must be attracted to it because it's a
You
really
know,
nice waterfall. I could send you
You know
pictures. I
what?
took pictures
Yeah,
of it.
you're intuitively doing the right thing because water, we are almost, it depends who you talk to. We're between 70 and 90% water. And water is it's a conductor. And it was Dr. Emoto, he passed away in 2013, that he did all the studying about when you even do affirmations in the water, you create like all these different sacred geometry symbols come out of it. They've done photography of that. So I love what you're doing. And you know what I started to do when I go near water is I say an affirmation that's really positive for the whole area because the water is containing that. And if it's moving, it's going to take it. It's going to take it elsewhere too. So you could say something, after your affirmations, you could say something like, I hope everybody in this area awakens and, blessings for everyone, that something like that.
Yeah, that's
And it,
cool. I like that.
yeah, yeah, it is really cool. So I started to do that too, and I love that. I love that you've got a beautiful waterfall near you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's maybe start into our topics today. So you wanted
yeah,
to talk about the Matrix a little bit, Agent Smith and the Matrix, and maybe how that
yeah,
relates to what real life, I guess, or
yeah. Well, and I think just talking about how we're extracting ourselves from the matrix, right? So, and we go through different levels of it. Oh, by the way, everyone, happy solstice and full moon, which is officially tomorrow. So tomorrow will be officially in summer here in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere, you're heading into winter. So we're these beings that the more we awaken and the more we expand, we realize that all the imprinting, all the programming, all the lies we were told by everyone is not just in this life, it's multidimensional, it's quantum. So what I've started to realize, like when we go through different levels of our awakening, often go through initiations, and it's to remove another piece of the matrix. So what I loved about the movies, and I'll just touch on it a little bit, and we'll talk about the Agent Smith effect. The movie shows Neo like going in and out of different realities, and every time he tried to bust out of the matrix, the program matrix, and do something different, that's when Agent Smith would show up. So it kind of resonates with, that's when our initiations and our tests show up, or we
yeah,
and
you know
it
what?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, I interview a lot of targeted individuals, and they feel like they have, like, you could say they almost have Agent Smiths in their lives. Like,
Yes.
people that bother them, or they have handlers, they call them
Yes.
handlers, and
Yeah.
I know exactly what they're talking about, but I feel like sometimes the Matrix itself will mess with you. If you're like going against the programming, or you're going against society, or you're breaking down paradigms, or that I've experienced this in my own life, and I've came out, and I've even said to people that I feel like I'm a targeted individual, but like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the government, if it's the Matrix, but I'm leaning more towards it's like this Matrix itself. There's like components to it, like an
I
AI
agree.
thing that
Yeah.
like messes with people.
I
I don't know.
agree. I
Would
agree.
you think?
I saw, yes, I saw this. So let's just like make it like base level. When you even talked about handlers, I think I saw it. I can't remember where I saw it, what group I saw it in, but apparently, even when we incarnate in this life, especially as starseeds, we end up with a bunch of handlers as testers to test us to see if we're going to still keep going, right? So we'll end up with these people in our lives, or it'll come through family and friends, and basically it's a test of our integrity and our strength to just go, no, I'm going to do whatever. But I agree. I feel that there's more, like the higher we want to go, the more information we want to bring out, we get focused on. And I would say any souls that sort of start intertwining and trying to bring forward the truth from the governmental bodies, definitely going to be focused on. So let's think about, as an example, like a bicycle wheel with all the spokes, right? So we're the individual in the middle, and the spokes are us connecting to different people in our lives, realities, our jobs, family, friends, whatever. And then one day we wake up and we realize we want to talk to everyone about, UFOs, as an example. And you were having a really good conversation with somebody, and then as soon as you say that, they completely change. Their demeanor completely changes. It's like something has, like Agent Smith. Agent Smith jumped into other people's bodies to go, because it was an energy, so it would jump into someone's body, and then it would go after Neo, or it would go after somebody. So that's kind of what when someone's really truly controlled by the Matrix energy grid system, they can just send out a command. And I agree with you. I think a lot of it is AI, and it's off planet that's managing it.
So do you think like the Men in Black, like the are like agents of AI, or do you think they could be like human, or maybe biological and human, or something like that? If you like, what resonates with you on that?
I was good. So we're going to do a topic on Men in Black. I didn't put that in this time, but because I wasn't sure how far we were going to go. I think there's both. Like I think there's a group of them that are human, that have been trained by the bodies governing the countries. And then I think there's another version, like the Agent. I think the Agent Smith character was really like just another version of the Men in Black, but more AI generated, more energy generated, right? So if we think about, I know you and I talked about this before, like it's hard to realize, but I am leaning more towards that we are in an energetic simulation.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to tell you about the Men in Black that I find really interesting, that
Okay.
I don't know if I ever brought this up before, was like old case studies of the Men in Black. Like if you look into like stories of the Men in Black throughout time, the ones that don't seem to be human, you can tell they're not human because they display behavior that humans wouldn't do. Like they'll come into someone's house and they'll be offered coffee and they don't know how to drink it, or a piece of pie, they don't know how to eat it. Like
they don't really know how to blend in. They can't blend in.
There's this one
Yeah.
story. This one girl, she's a Men in Black. I interviewed Trey Hudson. He was researching this South Skinwalker Ranch. It's like a paranormal hotspot, and they said he was way out in the middle of the woods where nobody could find him. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, this woman in black comes up, and she starts talking to him. She starts saying all this weird shit that they were in college together. Then all of a sudden, she just drops her pants and starts urinating right in front of him.
Whoa!
Like it was like he was like, "What the heck?" Like, you know what I mean? And then she just acted like nothing happened. So these Men in Black or women in black, it seems like they're human, but they malfunction sometimes, or they don't know how to.
Well, I would say the ones,
So
I would say the ones that malfunction, that glitch out, are probably clones, or which is another energetic version. So to think that we don't have clones in our reality right now that aren't like pretending to be part of the human race, that's not true. They're here. And they will be the ones glitching out. And so when we have that experience, then we know, like, we're not dealing with a human. And that's mind blowing in itself too, because then we realize, oh my God, like all the movies have been documentaries. And so I think I wanted to bring it forward because I think we're to be aware of, there may be people in our lives that might be 90% still connected to the old matrix, which I call dark ET grids. So if word gets out on the stream, like back to the back end computers, and there's a note of like, oh, Rob's trying to wake up like blah, blah, blah people, then they'll send something through somebody. They'll try and find somebody to target individuals for sure.
That's interesting. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you feel like all of us are a version of Neo? And you think we're all like a version of our own Neo?
Absolutely. Like, because Neo was put into the Matrix to start realizing that everybody was fake, right? So that was his big awakening. Like everywhere he went, he just started realizing like nobody was really real or authentic, and it was mind blowing. And I think I call them starseeds, but I think as the awakened ones, we are the chosen ones in the essence that we came in to say no to everything and start remembering more. Yeah.
What about NPCs? Do you believe there's we talked about clones, but do you feel like there's actually like NPCs, like backdrop characters? I think Dolores Cannon called them that, where they're just kind of like there to like fill in the matrix space or something like that. And then when you interact with them, they don't kind of act right either. Almost like similar to like the Men in Black stuff. They'll do like very bizarre behavior and stuff like that.
Yeah, they kind of glitch out. No, I do. And I sit there when I go and do grid work in Vancouver, and I sit on the train systems. I actually ask my guides to show me who on the train is fake. So who's an NPC player, who might be a dark ET. So I feel like the Agent Smith thing also could be like a version of a shapeshifter. Like a reptilian shapeshifter as well. Like the energy can jump in a body, or that energy is already in the body and it can shapeshift and transform into other beings for sure. Yeah. So yeah. I think I haven't seen like a big group of NPCs in the background, but it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Like even if there's these big, huge events, like we can't figure out why if there's a huge event at an arena, why everybody doesn't know that it's a dark event, right? We can all see it. We can all see it. We can all see the symbolism, but yet like there's like thousands of people that are there that have no idea. So I would think that like a bunch of them are probably NPCs as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to cover on this topic about the Matrix. Well, I did a show with that guy. His name's Brad Beyer. He made this spray. I don't know if I told you about this spray yet. I'm promoting the spray a lot. It's
okay.
It's amazing though. It's like I'm not even trying to sell it. Like I don't. Like I really like. It's an Amanita mushroom spray. So like
cool.
Amanita's been like shrouded over time. It's been like it's like the magic mushroom, but it's the legal magic mushroom. It helps like give you free creativity and stuff like that.
So it kind of releases like the blocks in the brain. So the blocks in the brain is the imprinting. That's what we're busting through. The blocks in the brain are the ego. I call the ego a program. Like it's a matrix program to shut us down, to go into fear and to stop us from doing things. So I get it.
Yeah, but what I was saying was I did a video with the guy who makes this stuff the other day. Okay. His name's Brad. He's one of my affiliates, and we talked about like matrix allegories and like the Keymaster and the Matrix and stuff like that. Yeah. And we were comparing it to like Amanita because he has this theory about the Matrix and Amanita and stuff. But then YouTube took the video down. They didn't give me a strike, but they took the video down. So it's on Rumble. But I mean, that just goes to show you like what's
well, I know because it's always G-rated. We have to use kind of code words. So.
I know.
But
I know.
I think you know what? I wasn't into the Matrix movies when they first came out. I was 2 years ago. My higher self said you need to start watching the Matrix movies because I think sort of like. All of these movies that we thought were so far out there that were just movies, just entertainment. Well, now we understand they were downloads to awaken us and help us to expand. And like, we're all awake here. We're not going back to sleep anytime soon. But but as a group, are we a threat? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think the bottom line is just recognize if you feel like you've got someone in your life right now and it's an amazing connection, and then you bring up UFO, oh, I saw a UFO, or I listened to this podcast, you might actually see them shut down. You might actually see like an energy's kind
Yeah.
of taking them over, and they'll just be like, oh, that's a conspiracy, you're nuts, and that kind of thing. So just to pay attention to it. It can be multiple things, but I think more than anything, it's like an energy that can just take over someone's body. And I feel like it ramped up. I won't use the word, but when all this happened, I feel like that ramped up because this was like an energy, like a program installed in a lot of people to keep them stuck in the old matrix system, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
weird, like when you encounter people like that and you try to tell them about conspiracies and stuff, and they just act like it's weird. Like you see them totally like shut down. They
Yeah.
can't like compute it. It's almost like
Yeah.
something in their
Yeah.
computer brain is not. It's not like registering, because you know why? They're so indoctrinated. I hate to say
Yes.
it, but that's what it is. They're so indoctrinated in this
Programs. They're
bullshit
programmed.
matrix that they can't get out of it, and they can't see
Yeah.
out for 1 second to see that
I
life
know.
might be different, or there's
Yeah.
other possibilities, and that's dangerous. And that's sad. Actually, that's a sad way to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never want to live like that again.
No,
You
I
know?
had a really cool dream. Oh, by the way, everyone, I deal with a lot of galactic groups, for those of you who are like benevolent galactic groups. So I've been going to the ships quite often the last few weeks, and I want to tell you what was super cool. I was in a 2-level building, and I had dropped off something, so I went back and I was looking for it, and I was meeting all these people that I knew that I didn't really remember, but we were all in meetings. But I want to tell you something. This fellow walked by that I grew up with. And I knew it was in the dream, I knew it was his birthday. So we wished each other happy birthday. I woke up that day, Rob. I went to his timeline on Facebook. It was his birthday that day. And I will tell you, he's not awake. But what they showed me at the back end is there's aspects of other people, their higher selves, that are trying to wake people up. And that at the back end,
Wow.
they're awake. So that was like profound for me. I thought that is super cool. Yeah, super cool.
Do you think? Yeah, I mean, have you ever like gave him any hints that he might have been on craft?
No, I just wished him a happy birthday that day because I didn't remember. I haven't seen him for years, but I want to tell you, he did take a lot of these. He's a firefighter. So I feel like a lot of people who took more than one and might still be getting them based on the type of work that they're doing, like the pressure that they're under. It's keeping their physical body and everything controlled here. I will tell you, I did see him last year and he had aged quite a bit. So we all might have people in our lives that have aged quite a bit if that's what they chose to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I love what you're doing, Rob, because I think, okay, so when we change our health, like what we're doing, like we suddenly just changed to, no, I'm doing plant-based and I'm not eating this and I'm working out, like you're a different version of yourself now than you were even a month ago. That's like a ripple effect for our entire group that we hang out with. Like we're a different version, and that impacts them because then they go, what's Rob doing? Why does he look so good? And why does he have so much energy? So we can impact the people in our lives with many different ways, including, our habits, what we change.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, I was so fucked up over, and excuse my language, but I was so messed up over that relationship that now it's been a year and a half since it ended. And, I've
Wow.
met women since, and I have someone I'm interested in Canada. I still talk to Priscilla, and she knows I'm
Nice.
interested in her and stuff like that. And she watches my show sometimes. Well, she's on my show sometimes, and everything. But, like, I was messed up from the past relationship from Nikki, like,
Yeah.
for, like, really bad.
I know, but
So
we
even
talked
to
about like
point-
the twin flame thing. It is
well,
a mixed up, like to me, I feel like the twin flame thing became this program that the reptilians in that group took over to mess us all up and keep us in a loop.
Well, I feel like it was a targeted relationship or an
Yeah.
engineered
Oh yeah. Oh,
relationship
for sure.
to almost
For
try
sure.
to kill me. That's
Yeah.
what I'm starting to think now. I
Yeah.
really do believe that because
No,
I
like
gave up
I was
totally.
trapped in something. I was trapped in something for 8 years, and I look back on it, I could have been taken out a number of times. Like there was like I didn't know anything about shielding. I didn't know anything about a lot what they were doing off planet. So the unions are super targeted. So that's why, like when I was doing a lot of divine union and twin flame, sessions, if everyone was in this loop because it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right time for this vibrant energy to come together. The unions that have come together, they've done their work and they know how to shield and protect their energy and their union. But it is a big, you, as soon as you get into that, it's like you become this huge light bulb, this huge LED light bulb, and they know where you are and they come after you. Yeah.
It's weird.
So,
And I like Eva Lorgan's book, The Alien Love Bite, too. That's a really interesting topic.
I love the name. That's awesome. Well, you know what? To me, I look back on my journey and it same with you, Rob, you're going to get, because it's been a year now, it accelerated to get you to this point. Like sometimes we have to be taken down to the depths of suffering to want to, like, it's like we're drowning, to pull ourselves up and out of it. And whether we do the ending or the other person does an ending, it actually is a blessing and a gift, because basically it accelerates you to get you to this now moment. And that's what it did for me. I became Pink Bella through all of it. So I never would have even been, I never would have gone back and studied quantum healing and Reiki and all of that if I hadn't had that connection. So I get it for sure.
Wait, I just saw this. I think maybe we should try to help this person real quick. Let me see what we can do. Let me put this up on the screen. This is from Hello. She says,
Hello.
I'm guessing it's a she from her picture. She says, I can't access my intuition like I used to. Definitely feel like I've been attacked, targeted, and I don't know what to do because I don't know what they did to me. What do you think?
Well, I can pull a card or two. I'm just tapping in. I would say a lot of people are being targeted right now. Hello. I don't know if you can sort of say... you think that they shut down your heart. Okay. So first off, I want to let you know, no matter what they do to us, we actually have the sovereign power to break that. So I would find a sovereignty statement and connect in with your version of higher self, source, all of that, and say that sovereignty statement as many times during the day as possible, because they don't really have control over us. But what they do show us is they show us where we have a leak in our system. I would say almost everyone has been under attack since we've been here. Like if I look back on my childhood, like through the whole thing, we didn't know about shielding. We didn't know where we were. We didn't know that we were in this matrix. We didn't know that there were a lot of dark ETs here pretending to be humans. We didn't know that a lot of us chose families, and we would be the black sheep of the family. So you're welcome. Hello. So do that. And then also, like, just back to basics. I'll give you when I was super under being targeted 2022, my higher self said, go to nature. Because guess what? As soon as you get into that frequency of nature, they have no access to us at all.
And also, I was going to say, you can always tell whoever it is that you feel is targeting you. If you feel like it's entities, you can definitely say, I do not consent, right? Isn't that a big thing? Absolutely.
I'm still, just like Rob, they still come for me. They still try and find their way. It's exhausting. It's never at a good time. It's usually when we're the most exhausted and the most busy. But what my team said to me this morning is, okay, so we've got the solstice tomorrow. So when we go through these collective, like, changing seasons, it's like a changing of the guards, changing of the energy. We do go through these initiations and leveling up, okay, so let's say we just using this as a metaphor, the energy attack, like, just look at it like you got mud's on your shirt. So to try and get it off, you need to take it off and wash it and switch to something else. So literally you've got to switch your energy and not go. They want us to stay in victim mode. That's a way that they're still looshing off of everyone. Keep everyone in victim mode. Keep everyone in their lower vibrational chakras. They showed me, oh my goodness. So as an example, on social media, we're connected to all these people. We've been connected for years. I just decided to kind of go through my friends list yesterday, and I thought, I'm going to unplug from this person because I'm not connected to this person anymore. As soon as I did that, Rob, I felt this huge, like, cord detach from my solar plexus. I was like, whoa. I had no idea, because I haven't seen this person for years. This person was part of the new age community. I wasn't even shielding up back then. So I had all sorts of things like that had just, like, lodged into me. That was huge. So they like to go into our solar plexus. They like to go to our throat and this area. They like to plug in back here, which, if you think about Neo in the Matrix, when he got out of the pod, there was a thing attached to the back of his neck. So they call this the old brain. They call this the alta major, the reptilian brain. And a lot of energies like to plug in here. If you think about a plug going into an outlet, they like to plug into the back of our head as well.
Yeah, I've seen it. So I even have a lump on the back of my neck. It's like a lipoma, which is like a non-cancerous fatty, And I wonder sometimes if that's an implant. You know what I mean? Like nobody in medical is going to tell me it's an implant, but I feel like it's draining from me. I feel like it's looshing from me. Like I feel like I should get it removed. But like when I tried to get it removed, I could even show. I don't know if I could show you. Like it's
probably can't see it. I get it. Yeah, I get it though. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like right there. You know what I mean? But when I tried to get it removed, they told me it's too close to my neck and spine, so it could possibly mess up some nerves or something.
And then I'm going right away to like X-Files episodes where you're going, really? Or do you just
right?
or do you really just not want to take it out?
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Like
yeah,
I know.
To not take it out,
Well, I can do a scan for you later, like later on, and just sort of see what it is. I don't want to do it right now, but and let you know.
It's been there for years. I've gotten them before.
Well,
I've gotten them on my back mostly. I get lipomas. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, I just did an update on the JSEALS, the advanced JSEALS again, because this is a perfect time. If any of you want to research it, I just posted a bunch of videos there because I've been doing like an elevated video every year, and it's so interesting that I was guided to do one earlier this week because from now through August is a very powerful starseed light worker time as we head towards the Lion's Gate on the 8th of August. We're all being pushed a step more into our power. So I'm not surprised, Rob, that you're going to be in Florida with all these amazing, powerful beings, right? Like it's going to be just massive awakening opportunity. But what they showed me is that there are a lot of souls out there right now who don't know that we have implants. Some of them are energetic, some of them are real. I always go, like if I feel anything weird, anything like, what is that? Is that an implant? Like I'm always scanning now. What is that? Because it elevates because we get to another level where another layer can be released. So what are they? A lot of them we took on energetically with the families that we chose to incarnate with. So we took on an ancestral imprint with these physical avatars. These physical avatars also came with their own, those are the JSEALs, with their own JSEAL lock. It's like a lockdown system to not allow us to expand, to keep us in fear. Like that was their whole idea, was that for them to time travel and go back and lock down the human avatar body so that we wouldn't ascend right now. We wouldn't wake up. Guess what? It's not working.
Yeah, I agree.
So we all figured it out. When I started doing the implant removal, first I did it for myself and then I started offering it to clients. I went back and people were offering this like way back in 2008. Right? So there were some healers that were right on board, like way ahead of schedule, that already knew about the implants. And I didn't believe in them for years okay. So think about the solar flares are getting massive. Like we've had more X-class flares this year than we had all of 2023. So think about, I always equate it to waves. Think about the waves of light, like the light waves from the sun have gone from 10-foot waves to like 300-foot waves. So if you think about this massive wave on the beach and it comes down and it smashes down, what does it do? It brings everything to the surface. So we're going to get shown more things that we want to let go of, right? We're going to get shown more that we're going to be shown more of the muck. We're going to be shown more of the disintegrated society things, right? Like I'm starting, like I'm looking out at the matrix right now, noticing just really weird things that are going on that humanity has agreed to. So I'm going, or have they? Like, but they're just walking around in their sleep, right? So it's all up to us to gather together. And definitely from now through August it's a good anytime, but it's a really good time to level up and expand, go through a huge expansion. So that's what removing the JSEALs does.
I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to try to pull up these UFO videos. So I'm sharing my screen now, it says. So everybody should be able to see my screen, I think. Like, so you're basically just seeing a copy of us on the screen, I think. But I'm going to flip over to my Instagram. Okay, can you see the Instagram?
Yeah, I can.
You can? Okay, great.
I can.
Okay, great. Okay, so here's the videos. Which one is the best one to go over first?
I think the first one right up top, like that's the one that's in Seattle by the by the Space Needle. I just was talking to you about it because it looks like it's a more of a light ship.
It's not playing for whatever reason. Like, where is it? Do I have to hit play or something?
Well, I think you just click on it.
I don't know.
If it's not working, then that's okay. I can still pull some cards about it if we want, and then we might want to talk about art.
Yeah, it was. Sure. It was a. It started playing. Then I definitely want to show these. Like it started playing. Then it stopped or something. I don't know. Like.
Okay, I'm already hearing. But if we don't get that up and running, I can share them later on my YouTube channel as well. I'm already hearing that it is like a light ship and it's a time travel ship. It's so when I shared last time about my about a mothership, it's like it looked like the ship from the what was the ET Come Home or ET Go Home movie? Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It looked like that kind of ship. Yeah. So I'm already getting it's a time travel ship. That's what they just shared with me. So that one. So I was just saying to Rob, we would just pull some cards about whether or not they're like UFOs, or if they're actual, or if they're connected to the governmental bodies, or if they're AI. So that one, the one in Seattle, apparently is real. It time traveled. This one, oh yeah. So this one, apparently, this was a craft. I don't know either. So this one, I guess, is a craft that crashed in Nevada.
Oh, there we go. Oh my God.
I know. So I don't know where it crashed, or I didn't get a chance to look into it. So I'm already hearing that that one is connected to the governmental bodies, because you and I both know like they're testing ships as well. That's the nicest way for me to say it without, I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Though.
It is.
That.
So I get that that one is like, so the governmental bodies that are creating these ships, they are using off-planet technology. So they are using like alien technology that we don't have. And I think that's what we talked about with Bob Lazar last time. That's what they were working on. Like they found a bunch of craft, and some of them are still working. And this very well could have been one of them. Very well could have been one of them. So it is off-planet, alien technology. Yeah, but that particular one that crashed.
I would agree. I mean,
did you see that helicopter that came in right away?
Sorry,
so it was obviously a military. It was being watched for sure.
Yeah. And maybe you could, because these other ones aren't playing, and I don't want to waste a lot of time, because I don't want everybody to wait and then not be able to see them.
Of course,
so maybe you could play them. You're going to go live after this, right?
Yeah, and I'll put plays. I am. Yeah, I'm going to go live on my YouTube channel this afternoon as well, in like half an hour after Rob and I finish. So y'all can jump over there too if you want, and I'll talk more about it. But the third one, it looked more like a comet streaming through the sky, but it was a clear night and there were palm trees. So it was either in Miami or California. Like that's what it looked like to me. And I don't know what it was. You go look at them later, Rob, too, and then we can talk about them another time as well, because you've interviewed a lot of people and you've seen a lot of clips, so you could probably go, oh yeah, I've seen that before, or not. I think some of what's going on right now, some of what's going on right now, even with the Galactics, is they're allowing a lot of us to see everything, because that also is waking up the collective. If more average people are just out and something flies by that's not an airplane or a helicopter, people are going to film it and then they're going to post it. So I got the word collaboration. So it's a collaborative effort with the benevolent galactics that are helping us right now with the mess we have down here. With the mess. Did you want to talk a little bit? Did you want to talk a little bit about Art Bell?
Yeah, what did you want to talk about? Like, I know I told you I just had I did a show with Sean David Morton. I re-released. Sean was one of the original people to go on Art Bell. He was had Strange Universe Radio. It was running the same time as Art Bell. So he what he did was he gave his he had connections to Unsolved Mysteries and all those shows
Cool.
back in the day. He gave
Yeah.
his Rolodex to Art Bell back in the day, and that's how Art got a lot of his guests. And so it was an honor for me to have Sean on the show.
Oh,
And
I
I
love it.
reposted the show. You know, he knows a lot. He knows a lot about all the stuff we talked about, all the Area 51 stuff, and like,
Cool.
you know,
I'm
like,
gonna watch that show for sure. I love that. I think I did a little bit. So I did on the back end because I know Rob really admires Art Bell, and how he came my way is so I had a paranormal experience like 6 weeks ago where this shadowy hat person walked through my door in my room during the day.
really,
And yeah, and
wow,
it was a fellow all in black, energetic with a trench coat on and a hat on. I was like, what are you? So I didn't know what it was, but I was like, well, apparently I'm supposed to see it, and I told it to get out, so it did. And then I started researching shadow people, hat people, and then I came across the Art Bell. He did I guess you said he did a few episodes, but he did a call-in show on Coast to Coast in 2001, April 2001. And so many people, they said like 4,500 people phoned in and said that they'd
wow.
also had those experiences. So that's how far back this is going. So I feel like I was to have that experience just so I would go and look it up.
Yeah,
And
did you see the one where he was interviewing the Native American elder Thunder Strikes, where he's talking
no,
about that's the good one about the shadow people. That's a good one
okay,
because he feels like that Native American elder feels like our metabolisms are speeding up. So like, I mean, we're not
yeah,
necessarily all getting thinner, but like something about our bodies speeding up to and Art Bell called it the quickening, that like our
yes,
you know the time speeding up, and this is
yeah,
making our metabolism speed up, this, and therefore we're seeing more paranormal things, more
yeah,
existences of the shadow
yeah.
people,
Well,
which would
and
make
then and
sense, right? You
yeah,
know, I
and then
don't
the
know.
other side of it is like I see these waves of light coming in that are like flushing out all the debris, all the and we're becoming crystalline too, which is why we want to eat better and eat lighter and not eat the junk anymore. So what's interesting about like when I did the little bit of research about shadow people, so many people have seen them, they kind of, to me, they're kind of connected in with the Agent Smith thing or the Men in Black thing. Like they're these shadowy things with suits on and a fedora hat, like
Yeah,
right, like the hat that Indiana Jones wears. So for me, I was like, I don't care who you are not walking through my door. Like I'm ramping up my security. You're gone. And then I asked if they were in the building, and they're like, oh yeah, they're running rampant. I went, nope, not on my watch. So I got the dragons out, and I'm just like, you guys are out. Like just move along, right? So it was not a great experience. It brought up fear, but then when I realized how many people have been seeing it, to me, I feel like if people have seen it, that's another way for them to awaken, and it's part of the old matrix system for sure. Like
yeah.
it's to scare us. It's to keep us like
I feel
scared.
like they might be like agents of the Matrix. Like
I agree.
they because
I agree.
when Art Bell had that Native American on, he was these different people called in, and they drew pictures of their what they were seeing, and the Native American identified every shadow person, and there were all different kinds of shadow people.
Yeah.
One was called a Manitou. He identified as a Manitou, which was like a demonic or like a jinn type shadow
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Another one was called a shadow stalker, which and then some shadow people can be ancestors. They can be like spirits and stuff. So some can
Yeah.
be benevolent, which is weird. I think they said something like that, or
Well,
I
they
don't
said
know. I'm not sure about that. You know,
they said
but
they when I was researching it, they appear to different individuals around the world depending on where what culture you're in. So whatever culture you're in, they will show up differently. But I guess here in North America, they do show up like in the trench, like the old spies, like the old fashioned trench coat with the belt on. Anyway,
yeah.
and apparently they can make themselves, they're very tall and they can squeeze into spaces and go through keyholes and all sorts of things. So to me, then that's just proof as well, what we've been talking about. We're in this holographic matrix where these agents will go, oh, that person's getting too far ahead. They're expanding too much. What can we do to slow it down and scare them? For sure. So yeah, what did the Native American, what did he share about that? What did he feel about that?
He said that they've been seeing the shadow people for thousands of years. It
Yeah.
goes back, like, he was from a it's really interesting. I'll send you the episode. His name was Thunder Strikes,
Oh, I
and
love
he
that.
was
I've heard of
and he
Thunderstrikes. Yeah, I've heard of Thunderstrikes. I think
and
I Yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying that he was part of this tribe of these mothers of Native Americans. They were old like grandmothers who were the protectors of the secrets. Like they were like they knew
Yeah.
like all the esoteric wisdom. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was
They
called.
also have
The rattlesnake school or something like that. And
yeah.
they said they go back to a planet called Assyria Conwea, which was like hundreds of thousands of years old. And he
Yeah.
tells like the location of the planet, which I've never even heard of before. But you know what? The
Cool.
Native Americans have their own star people stories. We have our
Well,
own.
they
You know what I
do.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they do. They were the ones that actually got me to start remembering because I initially some of my guides were Native American. They would come to me in dream time and they would take me on these little dream visions, and they're the ones too. A lot of the leaders have passed down over time. They've passed down like these star maps and these star knowledge. Like they've been the keepers of some of the information that got transferred to individuals, you know, around Atlantis as well. So, you know, there was a lot of information that everybody was fighting for at the fall of Atlantis as well.
well,
So,
I got a question to ask you. Since you went down an Art Bell rabbit hole, did you get into Mel's Hole yet? And I was seeing what you thought about
no,
that.
no, I did not do that
Oh,
yet.
that's an interesting one too because what it is it's a guy who found a hole on his property and it went down supposedly thousands of feet. He cast like thousands of
Oh,
yards of fishing line down there. So then Art Bell had another Native American elder on, and he told him that that was a gate to inner Earth, and in this inner Earth there were reptilians down there, and these
yes.
reptilians have like pop machines down there. They have machines that are similar to our pop machines where they touch it and they feed off our loosh. That's how they feed off our loosh. And that was where I first heard the term of actually loosh feeding. It was, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure Robert Monroe said it back when he wrote the book Journeys Out of the Body. That was where it was first kind of. But when
Yeah.
I heard this Native American talk about how the reptilians actually they're underground and they feed off our loosh, like it made sense to me. I was like, well, I mean, I'm sure they might not have a pop machine that does it, but I mean, like, it's something that I'm sure they have some kind of advanced technology, and why
Yeah.
it makes sense was why are things so messed up on the world? You know what I mean? Like nobody has it easy here. Everybody has issues. You know what I mean? No matter what,
The
you could be the
toughest,
richest person in
the
the world.
toughest school in the galaxy, Earth.
Yeah, I agree.
That's even what
Right?
Dolores Cannon said. She said, like, we all came here to remember and learn a lot. Absolutely. So you just made me laugh because I thought maybe the reptilians actually created the real pop machines.
Oh my god, I didn't think about that.
And
And
then
think
they're just
about
laughing, right? Because if you think about the stuff that's in the pop machines, it's so toxic.
I know it like rots your teeth out and everything, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's like maybe when you drink that pop, it enables more loosh feeding, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. So that's the thing. So a conscious choice to let go of things in the matrix is to be healthy, to
Yeah.
let go of the junk, to not eat all. You like I literally when I go to any stores now and they've got like rows and rows of candy bars, I just put my headset on and I don't even look at it because to me it's just like it's all stuff that just wants to pull us back into the matrix. Something every once
Well,
in a while, fine. Like
one
every once in a while, it's fine. But it's just like people like they want there's stuff in it like with pop and everything that just it's addictive and they just want you more and more and more and more to
Well, can
just
I
live
tell
on it.
you? I cheated yesterday a little bit. But it was good stuff. I had
Good.
chocolate covered espresso beans, and
Ooh, those are good.
they were like homemade. It was like homemade chocolate. My mom got them for me.
Oh,
She brought them over,
nice.
so I was like, I'm gonna eat them. I didn't eat all of them. I just ate a couple of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because because I
No,
wanted to. I've been doing so
everything.
good. So
I went to a great naturopath many years ago, and he said everything in moderation. So if we can
yeah,
stick to whatever we want to do, 80%, you're here to live, you're here to enjoy your life. You're going to end up somewhere where someone's having a birthday and they offer you cake. Like, don't worry too much about it because you can always detox it out later. But it's just like I think as a collective, we're just shifting over to we know we can't be eating that all the time. Like
yeah.
it's not fuel for our body anymore. We need really good fuel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that refined sugar is like poison for the body. Really, it can kill you. It can really like kill you. Like it can
Well,
give you diabetes. It
yeah.
can give you massive weight gain. It could
Yeah. When
mess
they
up your
first
pancreas.
when they first introduced everything, like way back in the day when they first introduced like chocolate bars and all of that, it was different. They were all made different. They didn't even have the chemicals that they have now. So it's so fascinating to me, but it's super addictive. Just like fast food, super addictive. Like they put things in it to make you like crave it and want to go back for more, for sure.
You know what my downfall was when I wasn't eating good. It was like ordering pizza from like the good pizza places around here because
Yeah.
it's like New York style pizza.
Yeah.
And it has like the fresh dough, and it's like, oh my
Yeah.
god! But it's so bad for you because it's like that sugar dough, but at the same time, it's like it's so good. You know what I mean? It's like oh my
But
god!
it's okay. Every once in a while, we're allowed to have good pizza. It's all
Yeah.
good. You can't get good pizza off planet.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right?
It's like a New York East
Yeah,
Coast
like
thing, you know,
sometimes it's like
US,
sometimes
Canada.
our guys will just say to us like, you can't get chocolate cake off planet. So if you're gonna have some cake, like go for the gusto, just enjoy it, and then worry about it later. Yeah.
Tony Rodriguez would know because he was on series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should ask him what he had. I can't. I don't think I ever asked him like what kind of food he had there. You know, I'm trying to think. Olivia James was off planet. She was on Mars. She worked for Mars Defense Force. She said one of her big memories was when a guy she was dating brought her a zinger on Mars. You remember the zingers? Like someone because they said like candy was like like a treasure on Mars because it was coming from off planet, it was coming from Earth, and like people had memories from Earth or something. So like that was like something that she really was happy about getting because they rarely got that on Mars. That's what she
Absolutely,
told me.
yeah. I think one of our next shows, I think what we'll do is we'll dive into the AI stuff. I had a video that came my way that was connected to all of this, and I know that it's true, where there's ships off planet that are not benevolent that have been collecting data on us for years, and they've been using AI for years to do that. So they've been using programs behind programs behind programs to collect information on us, and they've been feeding it back. They're like everyone's studying us. Just so you all know, we're like a big TV show. So all different, and I think the races, the reptilians and everything in the battle, they managed to take all those groups took over Earth, and then we're back here now to go, sorry, can't have it anymore. So it's been a slow process, but we're slowly building up as a tribe, which is amazing. And Rob and I talked about this last time. It's all coming together. It's the UFO tribe, the Starseed tribe, the secret space program. We're all interconnected. We all chose a different path to wake up, but we're all starting to merge together. And I think you're going to really notice that at the conference you're going to, Rob, because there's a few different people that like they overlap as well.
Yeah,
they're going to be there.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's a big conference. You know what I mean?
I know, it's huge. Yeah.
It's
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for everyone that's going to be there.
Just to name some of the people that are going to be there, it's like Laura Eisenhower, Misha Johnson, Miles Johnson from the Basis Project, Tony Rodriguez
will be there. Yeah.
Arkeem Ra, Penny Bradley, Chris O'Connor.
Oh, Penny Bradley's going to be there. Cool.
Yeah, Penny Bradley. It's insane. It's a massive.
Isn't Carrie Cassidy going to be there as well?
Carrie Cassidy's going to be there. Yeah, it's
cool.
Brooks Agnew's going to be there.
I love that.
I said Laura Eisenhower, but she's going to be there.
So to me, like I feel because that your energy is going to be there, I just feel like it's a big pillar that's going to bust a bunch of things open. I can't explain it because there's been UFO conferences and stuff that have been going on for years, but the fact that individually a bunch of you have been selected to be there together, like to me that's a collective off-planet plan to have you all there. So
I was gonna say I resonate a lot with Laura Eisenhower now. Like I just want to say that like I'm glad that she's gonna be at the same conference because she was on my show recently, and then we talked.
You're gonna be able to physically like connect with all these people you've interviewed. So I love that.
I know, right? And then what he told me is he said that what I'm going to be doing is he said when I'm not running the live stream, he wants me to go around and like conduct side interviews, which I don't mind doing. I think it's going to be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want the opportunity, but I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit nervous. Like,
yeah, but I know, but you've been interviewing for a long time, and you just did like a mini warm up in your city. It'll be fine. I think it's just this big buildup, like it's a big thing. But once you get there, I feel like you're just going to get into your zone, and it's just chatting to people. They're all just people like you and I. They've just gone through different experiences. So you're all prepared for it, Rob. It's all good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. I agree. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you
yeah,
for that. Thank you for your vote of confidence. I really
yeah,
appreciate that. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's nice to know people think highly of me because then it makes me feel better about myself because I'm
It,
nervous about it, to be honest.
yeah, it's okay. I understand. I've been like, if I look back on my journey, even in corporate, I used to get picked to go to all these huge conferences and these huge arenas, where they have rock concerts and stuff. And I was like, the first time I was like, so overwhelming. Like all the people, all the noise, all the, well-known companies from like, all over the world, like a lot of them are tech companies. And then after that, it was like a walk in the park. So I feel like it's gonna, I mean, you're going to a new place too, right? You're going to Florida. It's gonna be this whole big thing, but I'm excited for you. And
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be such a growth. Like I can't wait to do our show after you get back. Like I think that's gonna be super cool too.
We're scheduled for right after that, right? On
Yeah,
the
yeah,
22nd or something
yeah,
like that?
yeah. 24th, I
Okay,
think. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that'll
So
that'll be great. Yeah, I know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
always on a Wednesday, so I know, and you always
Yeah.
remind me, so I write it down though. But I mean,
It's
like,
okay.
I know it's always once a month now, and I know it's on a Wednesday, and
Yeah.
I know it's like
Well, and we can look
so.
at, we can go look at it again in the fall and go back to twice a month too if we want. I just needed a break
Well, I think this
because,
is
yeah.
better, to be
Okay, good.
honest.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
I'm
no, no,
sorry. Go
no. That's
ahead.
fine. No, I just wanted to let you know like that. I just needed a break for a couple of months because it's going to get super hot, like here too, and my brain starts to shut down. So,
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say was I think it's better when we come together once a month because look like what happened today. We've been going for like let me see how long we've been going. We've been going for almost over an hour, and
I know.
we didn't have one break. We didn't have one thing where we were like had to like think about what we were gonna
I
talk
know.
about. It's just like been flowing the whole
I
time. Like
know. I
it just
know.
seems like we have so much to talk about when we do it every month. So maybe
Yeah.
maybe it is better every month. I don't know. I mean, unless
Well,
people want to see it every 2 weeks, then I'll do it. But I
We'll
mean.
we can just revisit it in September. So I want to just ask before about Art Bell. So just briefly. So I didn't realize his birthday was actually 2 days ago, and he transitioned in 2018. So he kind of like left planet, but I do feel he's like around you. I do feel like he's supporting you with your endeavors. Because
Wow.
I did some research for you. So he's a Gemini, just like myself, just like Lily Nova. I just found all this up, and I think Lily's birthday was also the 17th. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
happy
just
birthday, Lily, if you're watching this.
yeah, so just so what I know, I did some galactic research on him because we all have starseed origins. So he is like me, Gemini, and the Orion system right now is right behind the Gemini energy. So we've all been going through a lot of lessons because the Orion system is the big system that fell through the galactic wars and the reincarnation cycle of people got taken to that area. So there's a lot of trauma from the Orion system, but so he came in with a big mission, and I do feel like he was under attack when he was here as well. Like I feel like he was trying to bring a lot of information to a lot of people, and I feel like the men in black, the agents came towards him a number of times. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
I
yeah.
get
So he was having shootout like towards the end. Like he left Coast to Coast in 2009. Then he went to Sirius XM for like 3 years, and then he did his own thing. Like when Sirius XM didn't work out, and then he had shooters coming outside of his house because he had a compound. It wasn't a compound like a cult or anything like that. It was like his house. Then he had like a radio towers with all these like radio. He was a radio fanatic. He loved like ham radio, and he loved like regular radio, and he just loved being on the radio, and he loved talking to the audience. He loved the call-ins. When people would call in, that was his favorite time. You know what I mean? I knew that. Like I didn't
yeah.
know him, or I could just tell. That's just what he loved.
Yeah.
He loved talking to people, and that's actually what I want to start doing. I'm looking into it. I'm going to learn how to start taking calls. Like I just got to figure out how to do it the right way to where it works out to where people can hear it and stuff like that. But like that's my next big goal. Like I have two big goals. I figured this out. I'm going to announce my two big goals now. My two big goals are my first goal is learning how to take calls. Then the next after that stage will be taking this show on the road and going to like
Cool.
sites and stuff. That's my two big goals that I'd like to have done by the end of next year. I don't think the call-ins will be a big deal, but
So I think I don't know if StreamYard offers that, but I believe like Spotify, if you just do a podcast for Spotify, I believe there's an option for call-ins. I think. I'm
oh
not
wow.
positive. Yeah, I used to have a blog talk radio show like a million years ago, but I stopped doing that because I got called to go to video instead. But it's cool taking calls. Like it is. It's really cool to take calls, and I see that for you. I have to tell you, like I just pulled a couple cards for him because I thought maybe he might have some messages for us and for you. So he had a big goal. He came in and he did a lot of karmic clearing for his, like, he was Gemini, and Gemini is all about communication. So he came in to do what he did. You're not gonna believe this. He also, like, his throat chakra was so important. So all the work that he did was to share and be brave enough to share, like, you know, have these really interesting people on, take calls and just talk to humanity. And by the end of it, his third eye was open. So
Yeah,
he was very aware of the energy attacks. And yeah, when he, like, so let's say, so he left Coast to Coast in 2019, but he still continued on in other forms until he transitioned in 2018. But
Well,
he was,
also,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was
No,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
his first wife was a witch too. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
she was into
Oh.
dowsing, and she was into all different kinds of magic. So she opened him up to all that stuff too. So he was kind of open to that stuff, which was kind of advanced for back then. Because think about it, because people were kind of turned off to those subjects back then. You know.
Well, and not too many people were open about what they did,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
super interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, so he was very open to all the esoterics. Yeah, and I think if I looked at it, there was, like, I went into, when I did the research about him, there was like some falling outs with Coast to Coast, and it probably more to do with, like, they probably, the, you know, the Men in Black, the Smiths or whatever, probably came in and said, no, you can't have a show about that. No, you
Yeah.
can't do that. You can't talk about that anymore. Like, it probably started, they probably started to box him in and were telling him what he was able to share and what he couldn't share. So he wasn't interested in doing that. Wanted freedom. Yeah, wanted freedom. I think he, like, to me, I think he saw a lot of stuff towards the end. Yeah. If we, you know, if you and I think about, even, we weren't all this far along way back in 2018, like how much we've changed since then. But I think he was very aware of what was coming down the pipe. Yeah.
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 Andromeda says, "Why are men in black bald?" I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe because they're not human. Andromedan, you know. I would say maybe because they're some kind of alien life
I would
form.
say I
You
would say
know,
the
or
ones that are okay. Well, this is interesting because apparently a lot of the AI technology, like showing us well-known people, the reason we can tell that they're not here anymore and that it's AI is that there's no hair. Like, they've all gone into, like, these, like, there's nothing. It's just changed because it's not real. That's what they have to do like an AI copy of someone, and they've been working on that for at least 10 years too. So I think there's a
wow.
TEDx talk about, like, they did all these famous people and then they did an AI version of it, and it's like, we wouldn't even have known. Like, we wouldn't know. But I would definitely think, like, the people who have no hair are no longer, like, real. Like, so it's either an AI, like, we're either seeing an AI video of them or they are clones, some type of clone, which is a
Wow,
whole other topic.
it started coming down here like really bad all of a sudden.
Wow.
It rains here so much nowadays. Like it's like it
Wow.
rains every day, and when it rains, it downpours. Like it's like we get like
Here
I don't
too.
know if that's
Yeah.
harp or what. Like you know, because it was never like you know like you have to like go out at certain times and do your walking or running because
That's
it's
right. You
raining
just
at
go.
other
You just got to
times.
check that's the same here. Same in Vancouver too, as well. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Do you want me to just briefly go over the collective reading
Yeah,
for that?
I have another show in 13 minutes, but that's okay. We have enough time. Yeah, we have enough
Okay.
time for
All
sure.
right. So I just, because it's solstice tomorrow, and which is it's a big opportunity to set intentions. It's also a full moon. So beware of the full moon energy impacting people around you. I've already heard so many sirens today. So I just asked what the best messages are for us. And I brought the dragons out too. For those of you who don't know that I work with the dragons. So we got Star Gathering. And this is about stars aligning, remembering home and soul family. So this is a fantastic, we're starting to just move into a time period where more of us are gathering together, like at conferences or online, and sharing our truth and being okay about it. The golden orange dragon came in, and this is to help. This dragon helps us to expand our consciousness, but also to be peaceful warriors. So that's the other thing, is that I know we are so close on the edge to just wanting to jump up in front and down in front of people and grabbing them and going, can't you just see what's going on? But they don't see because they're still in the matrix. Okay, this is super cool. So I got the Arcturians came in. So I've been working with the Arcturians a lot. They are very much boots on the ground. Like, they're the benevolent galactic team that are us. They're like our future higher selves, because they are from the future. They're letting us know, like, 10 years from now, this is the way it's going to be. So they're here to share that we're to reclaim our power. because good days are coming. And you're not going to believe this. We got the orange and gold dragon from Arcturus that came in to match that card, right? And this also, dragon and the Arcturians help us to bring in new information from the golden age, and we are all carrying the energy of the future. So we're to be a guiding light, like peaceful warrior guiding light. I love this reading already. And then, oh my God, the divine matrix. So we're leaving the old matrix and we're moving into a divine crystalline matrix. I love that. And I love this too. The silver Luna dragon came in because we got a full moon tomorrow. That's a whole other show to talk about the moon. But anyway, just to let us know that to use this energy right now to be peaceful and bring in harmony and set intentions for yourself and the collective, you know, and you might come up with some Agent Smith energy the next couple of days because it's a powerful manifestation portal for us all. So that's like when they want to show and mess things up. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm having. I've noticed a couple people in around me have been starting to act weird already. So it's interesting that it's a full moon. So like I'm just gonna lock my doors and stay in. And
yeah, I think me too. Yeah. I think I'll just lock everything down until it's over for sure.
It's crazy, right? It's like I don't understand what it does. Why it does that? If that's that weird energy or what?
We'll look at the moon another time. To me, I feel like it's just this non-benevolent energy that signals that get sent out that really start to just freak people out. Yeah, like I just feel like it's like I feel like we've got this harmonious energy, and then we've got like this gnarly energy that comes in to just like knock us off our horses. So anyway, you guys hang tight and hold strong through the full moon and the solstice for sure.
Yeah, and do you want to tell everybody thank you so much for doing this? Was amazing. I think everybody liked this. I got 2 new members while we did this show, so thank you,
I love it,
and Trish for signing up. That's great. I'm glad you guys did that. But people must really like what we're doing. I love it. That's amazing.
Well, I love coming here too because we always have like these incredibly expansive conversations and sharing, right?
Yeah. So and people really, I'm getting I'm just looking at the comments and people are just really giving us really good feedback. So thank you. This was amazing.
Sending love and
conversations.
Love and aloha to all of you. So if you all want to come and see me and subscribe over on YouTube, please do. I'm going to go live. I'll probably go live maybe in like 10 minutes. I'll take a little bit of a break. I'm going to deep dive into the sun, why the sun looks so weird, and weather patterns, and take your questions. Website's underneath my name right there. Email me. Lots of offers on right now to help us all as Starseeds be in our full power as we hit the Lion's Gate. And the JSEALS is on offer right now too. And that's a distance session. So if you have any more questions about that, that's at the top of my website too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And guys, I'm also going live again in 10 minutes. I have Dr. Amir coming on. He's going to be doing psychic readings and rune readings. So
cool.
That'll be interesting.
I love the runes. I love the runes.
Yeah, it should be interesting for sure. He's a really deep guy.
I love that.
I'm
gonna, you know what? I've got a set of runes that was gifted to me, so I'll bring them on for one of our shows.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. All right, I'm going to send you everyone aloha. Rob has to go. I do too. Thank you, Rob, and we will be back soon.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, Belle.